Welcome to Delete That Later with Liz Fenton and Lisa Steinke.
We're best friends and co-authors having unfiltered conversations about the things you care about.
We sure are.
I know.
Hi. We are trying to have this unfiltered conversation.
Yeah.
We've recorded this episode a few times, but we're getting there.
Well, the good news is the content keeps getting better because I keep watching more stuff, and that's what we're kind of talking about today, among other things.
Exactly.
But before we begin, we've got to start off. I've got to know, Lisa, what is your diary entry for the week?
Dear Diary, I am temporarily single.
All right, tell me more.
I will. So my husband has been gone for 10 days traveling for work, and I'm not sad about it. And he listens to these episodes. So, honey, you know what I mean by this because we've talked about this. I just like my alone time. I sleep through the night because no one's in the bed next to me.
I feel that. Mike
Yeah.
Fenton snores.
Yeah, and doesn't he have like
I
these
just got him a
drip
new, but I
things?
got him a better thing that went like viral on TikTok. But sometimes he even breaks
Is
through
it going
that.
viral in your house?
No, I mean it falls off him in the middle. Anyway, go ahead.
Well, I mean, it's that. It's obviously I'm not complaining about being married, but I do want to be candid that it's been almost 16 years. And so when he travels, it's hard in that we still have our almost 15-year-old in the home. So she's got to be driven 1,000 places. We have 2 dogs. No, the household responsibilities all fall on me. I'm like breaking down the boxes because if he comes home, like if I don't break down the boxes and he comes home and there's a pile of boxes, like that doesn't really work for us.
I pile them up for Mike.
Yeah, see,
I won't do it.
Matt doesn't want to, because when Matt comes home, he has a whole process, and then if he sees a pile of boxes, he feels like he has to do it immediately. So then I feel bad, so I'm trying to get the boxes broken down, because I do know how to do it. I just don't want to. I feel like there are divisions of labor in the house, and they are gender specific. And I don't feel bad
Mike
about
Fenton
that.
doesn't throw away anything in the fridge. It literally could turn black and he won't throw it away. And conversely, I'm not breaking down boxes. So I feel like it's at least in our house, it's kind of a give and take.
Yeah, it's a give and take, but I do feel like, and I'm all about female power, but I just feel like men should break down boxes. It just feels right.
Yeah, I don't want to get the box cutter out.
I don't want to. I use scissors. I don't even do it right. And
I have an actual box cutter and I still don't do it. So
I like to just take the whole box because I got us a second recycle bin for this reason. I like to just take the whole box and put the whole box in the recycle bin, but he doesn't like that. So when he comes home, he'll actually go into the recycle bin.
Yeah, so does Mike.
Yeah. So anyway, so I'm kind of single, and so I'm he'll finally be back soon, and so we have like our re-entry period of like I try to have the house the way, because he's way more. We just talked about this a couple of days ago. He's way more persnickety than I am about like how things are in the house. I just get crazy if people are coming over. Then I want to make sure I'm presenting a really great. I mean, we're pretty minimalist and we keep the house clean, but like he wants it the way it looks when guests come over, even when it's just us. And I'm not as concerned about that. So I will leave dishes in the sink like all day, but I do them before I go to bed. Whereas every dish, because we both work from home, every dish for him is done if he comes down and I've left a dish. So my point is, there's just a lot of pressure on me to get it done, or else he's going to do it and then I feel bad. But when I'm alone, I can leave it. So that's mine. What's your Dear Diary entry?
Is Dear Diary, I went viral.
Tell me more, even though I already know. I'm going to act like I don't. Really?
When my college-age daughter was visiting for Thanksgiving, she loves like food. She's kind of a foodie. She loves to cook. So one of her favorite things is, come home, like going to the store, whatever. We went to Trader Joe's. She went crazy, like buying stuff. And then she really had like we were really busy that week. She had a lot of projects due. She didn't eat very many things that we bought. And so just like off the cuff, I just did like a video, like this funny video about like my daughter left, back for school, and all I've left of her, all the Trader Joe's snacks she made me buy and didn't eat. I
I
didn't
believe
think
it
much.
was bougie Trader
I
Joe's
did, but we
snacks.
can talk about that
Yeah,
in a
that
second.
word is
Yeah, but
important.
so anyway, I made a video about it really quick. I really did not even think about it. I think thinking of the idea to posting it was 10 minutes. Like I think I was leaving somewhere. It is at 3.6 million views as of this recording.
It's just so funny because we do so many things as authors to try to get eyes on our Instagram page, and we come up with all these ideas, and we'll get like, a decent amount of views, but nothing like that. And you're like, I literally put no thought into it and it's almost 4 million. It's like, okay,
Yeah,
there seems to be no method to the madness.
I think, well, my takeaway from it, and it actually kind of makes me think about as we move forward with content. I mean, you have to go do your book stuff that's like, rehearsed or whatever, but I think a lot of it is just like people really related. I mean, you've made it, because then I had like the 50-something-year-old men coming in like mansplaining everything to me. They're like, Trader Joe's isn't bougie, and why won't you eat it, and why are you wasting food, and you're dumb. So I was like, oh man, I knew around when we got to about 1 million views, those guys started coming in, and then
Are those guys? Who are those guys that are sitting on their computer commenting on and why but why are they doing that? It just you had some snacks she didn't eat. Just keep
well,
scrolling.
they made a lot of assumptions.
Right.
They assumed I wasn't going to eat them. Spoiler alert, I ate a lot of them. It's more just like she left all
Also,
of
there's
this.
such a short time in between the breaks that she can just eat it
Well,
when she
a
gets
lot
it
of
back.
people, a lot of people made that point to me, and I was like, no, also no shit. Someone came last week, and they were like, you think Trader Joe's is bougie? And I don't know. I don't actually think Trader Joe's is I was just writing listen, I put very little thought into it. I mean, there was like some bougie, like she had carrot juice and like, ranch cottage cheese. A lot of things in Trader Joe's, it's just kind of like not fancy, because it's not fancy, but it's kind of like different, like whatever. Anyway, no, I don't think it was one person, I didn't even go look, came and was like, if you think Trader Joe's is redneck or bougie, you are a redneck and this and that. And I was thinking, I was telling my husband, Mike, and we were laughing because I think I'm probably the furthest thing from a redneck and there's nothing wrong with being a redneck. I'm just not one
Anymore.
I don't know, but the person said it, so I'm just saying. And then
I think it just means you're sunburned on the
I don't
ranch,
know, and
but
then,
I don't know.
Then
I honestly don't know.
One person came in, and then we could move on. But then one person basically came in and said, and this is a really good segue to our episode today, was like, the world is this, and this is going on, and this and going on, and this is what you're posting about. Like, how dare you?
Yes, this is what I'm posting about.
So I'm segueing.
That is a perfect segue, and that ridiculous person gave you that segue, so I'm happy. Because yes, the world is on fire, and so we just want to post about the snacks from Trader Joe's that our kids didn't eat, right?
Yeah, so this episode is really about like, the world's tough right now. I mean, even just over the weekend, we were in Vegas for my daughter's 21st birthday. You were with me, and there was like so much bad news going on, and won't even get into all of it. But it like, not with us, but like in the world. And so it's like, we wanted to talk about like how we manage that on like I like to hear about like what you're listening to and what you're watching. Listen, I just want to say up front, it doesn't mean we don't deeply care about all these things going on, but you have to also protect your sanity. So I want to say we're going to talk about a lot of things that are very like funny and whatever. Yeah. Don't DM us. Don't be the guy and say we don't care. We care deeply.
We do care. Read the news, and I get my news from news outlets directly. I do not personally get my news on social media. Like, I don't even follow certain news sites on my social media because I don't want to find my news in clips like that. Like, I go and read the article. I also listen to a podcast. I listen to the New York Times podcast, and that's where I get like everything that's going on. So I am informed, but I want to take, like, when I'm on social media, I I don't want my news there. So personally, I am looking at videos of dogs podcasting. I am following influencers and they're telling me what to buy for the holidays. I'm, reading about other authors. Like I'm in a good headspace on social media because of that. I don't know what you're doing,
Right.
but
So
mm,
I get a daily newsletter. It's called 1440, and it's really dedicated to just reporting facts of the news. And it is almost like the skim, but I think it really sits really in the middle. And so it reports on a lot of different things and some things I sometimes don't hear about. And then you can click and learn more. And then also have like different facts and stuff. And it's free. And I really like that because I can go in and I don't need like I want to look and digest the news for myself and make
right.
my own
Me
decisions
too.
about how I feel. So
Yeah.
that being
So,
said, what we really want to talk about
yeah, it's
today
like,
is
yeah,
the shit we consume to actually just retreat from all of this. I have something I just finished
me
like
too.
last night.
Well, I think you'd already finished it, what I'm going to talk
No,
about.
no, mine this is new. I literally just finished this
Okay.
last night. It's on Netflix. And for those of you that loved American Idol, it's Simon Cowell's. It's this documentary with Simon Cowell, and I believe it's called The Next Chapter, where he's finding the next boy band.
Oh,
And it's a
awesome.
documentary, so it's done. It's pretty smart. It's done really differently, where the sense it's not like this contest. It's really the documentary about he's like, I want to find he's like, I want to do the antithesis to all the K-pop stuff going on. I
Yeah.
think there's a big gap in the market for
I
a
love
boy band again.
this.
So he goes on a search in the UK and he does it himself. And, I really like Simon Cowell. And even, he always had this like bad boy
Well,
reputation,
they
but
had him play up that side of his personality for sure.
I mean, granted, he exec produced this documentary, so I'm sure he had, but he comes across very human
I think
and
he's learned
kind.
a lot too, I'm sure, because in the beginning of American Idol, there was a lot of things being said. They were playing all those really sad audition tapes and making fun of
Yeah.
people. And I think over the years, they've probably learned a lot about how to handle like them.
He treats every
Yeah.
kid coming through, and they're all kids. They're all under 18
Well,
for
that's
the most part.
especially why you shouldn't be playing their bad audition tapes and like making fun of,
Yeah.
right? Because
Yeah. So he treats them all, I thought, with a lot of care and empathy. And then it shows a lot of his private life and his, I think it's his wife,
I'm so
Lauren.
into
And he has a
this.
son now that's 6 years old. And his wife, Lauren, she's this American. And
I love it.
she is not taking his shit. And I think she's perfect for him.
Oh, I love
And they
it.
show a lot of stuff. It is documentary style. They show a lot of stuff that I was actually surprised they showed. And so I really liked that. And now I like went on Spotify and like followed the band, which of course is what they want, right? And so anyway, that's one thing that I just finished that I was obsessed with.
So I just finished the Diddy.
Oh, I'm so
Oh,
glad you brought this up.
I have so many thoughts on this.
Speaking of documentaries.
Speaking of documentaries.
Holy shit.
Oh my, I was watching it with my daughter. I'm like, I can't actually believe this is crazy. Like I kept just saying to her, I cannot believe him. Wow. I mean, I knew kind of the Tupac, Biggie, Smalls story, but the way that it's now been laid out, like, holy
What I
shit.
thought was crazy, and if you guys haven't watched it yet, I really think you should. I'm not even a huge documentary person, and I watched it. Our friend, who's also named Lisa, who we went to college with, was like, "You guys got to watch this." So I watched it. Then you watched it. But what's really interesting, and we were kind of, it makes you really think about like, not to get, maybe this is a subject for an entire podcast, is like power makes people rotten.
Oh.
Money and power can really, and I think we see
Wow,
that
I
a lot.
know.
Like not to all people, but for some people that already have this, and I think Diddy already had this, like that power, like made him crazy almost. Like
He was like taking over people's lives, like, and exploiting their death. It was like
What I thought was crazy is the very beginning, and now that you've seen it, he right before, about 5 days before he got arrested, I don't know what the purpose
I
of
don't
this was,
either.
but he had a videographer
following him around. Yeah.
and like videoing like conversations
And I
he's
think he
having
was
with
pretty,
his
I think he
attorney.
was pretty high on drugs during the entire thing as well,
100%.
by the way.
But I guess, and I don't know the total story on this, but somehow the producers of this documentary got that video. And so they're like using his own video that he commissioned in the documentary. And I agree with you. He looks high as hell.
He looks like shit. It was so sad. He took women and men that worked for him were treated so horribly. I mean, and then he just kept rising through the ranks. That's what's just so unbelievable to me. And even now, even in prison, and then hearing the jurors talk about what they saw in there, and then hearing this vlogger talk about sort of how the narrative is just constantly being spun. So even though this is so obviously like all the evidence they have shows that he has done so many terrible things, I think he's still going to come out of prison and probably do another album and just go on with his life. I'm not that hopeful that people are going to really treat him differently.
Yeah, and I'll say one last thing, and then we'll move on to some lighter things that we're into. But I don't know if you and I talked about it, or maybe I was talking about it with someone else. But the thing about the jurors that really bothered me was they were basically, well, like any of these people could have left. Cassie could have left.
That really bothers me.
And I was like, wow, obviously these people have never been part of an abusive relationship or been friends with someone who's been in an abusive, controlling relationship. They were like, Cassie could have just left.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that guy was like, yeah, well, then you just, because they're in love one day and the next day they're not. He's hitting her one day and the next day he's not. And it's like, that's abuse. And that is what I am so sad the prosecution couldn't do a better job of explaining, because Diddy's lawyers, and he had 8 of them, which I didn't realize at the time, they basically were pretty smart, and they said just because he's a bad guy that hits women doesn't mean he did all of these other things. And it's just, and the jurors both
kind of said
that in their interview. And so it's just really sad because it's so hard to prove this stuff. And when he was doing it, nobody had cell phones and with cameras.
And he didn't pay people.
And he just didn't pay people. His poor, like this guy that founded Bad Boy Records with him, like he'd lost all of his stake in it. And it just, I just feel really, really bad. So I guess I'm glad that 50 Cent took this on and did this project.
I love 50 Cent right now.
I'm so happy because you know what? Take it for believe what you want, but like these people are speaking about something that very clearly did happen to them, and people are not going to make these things up.
Right.
And it is nuanced and complicated. And so I was glad to watch it with my daughter because, you know, she's almost 15, and I just think she learned a lot from it. It's just important to speak up. It's important to, no matter what, even if people don't believe you, I mean, you still spoke up and you said your truth. And there are so many pending lawsuits against him. There's just no way there would be that many if.
Oh,
so,
yeah,
again,
I agree.
It's just.
Can I switch gears
you
a little
can.
bit?
Let's go.
Let's
put it in
also
second.
am going through this reality show about selling real estate. So on my docket, and I think you've watched all of these too, Selling Sunset.
Yep.
Selling the OC.
Yep.
And Owning Manhattan.
Yes.
Oh man, I've been on a roll.
Did you want the Ryan Serhant one?
Yeah.
I loved that one.
That was good.
He is so good. I was so sad when that one was over. I love him.
I love him too. I want to say Selling Sunset, and this is the first season I didn't get all the way through. They just were awful this season.
It was not the right thing to be watching when you're trying to avoid dumpster fires, because all they do is fight, and
they're like
so nasty. Like some of those women really hate each other at this point.
They need to kind of be done. I almost think they either bring in a whole new cast.
I think Chrishell did leave. I think some of
did.
them are leaving, which I think is good because
Emma might leave.
They've outgrown each other.
I will say, Selling the OC.
I loved that one.
I Loved this
It
season.
was so
I don't care. I
good.
love Alex Hall.
I
I know
love her,
people.
and she has a podcast. We're following it now because I was like, "Ooh, I wanna listen to her."
Oh,
I
I
love
should. Maybe
her.
I'll listen to. I've got a long
Yeah.
drive after
Yeah,
this.
she's got one, and she's had some of the
I
people on.
I love her. Think she's truthful. They have they have this agent. So they bring in 2 agents this season from the
Oh,
San
from
Diego
the
office,
San
which I
Diego.
thought it was funny because we're from San
Yeah,
Diego.
the
And
not
there is this one, and she is a fucking
What is wrong
troublemaker.
with
Oh
her?
my
What is
God.
going on with her? Something is really concerning about her. I know she's pregnant, um, but there's something else going on that and
Oh my God, but she's always dressed so cute for
I
a
do
pregnant
think
her pregnant.
I'm
Can
gonna
we just say her
yes, her
pregnant
pregnant
style
style is
is
great.
insane?
I am gonna say this. Because I was a television producer and we did a number of like reality-esque time kind of things. The producers do bring these women in and they do say, listen, you have to start trying to integrate yourself into the storyline. And so what they do is they take information one said to the other one. And so I think she did come in and she was probably given an agenda.
Oh, of
Because
course.
San Diego and OC are not that far apart. So there's a lot of crossover. A lot of them know each other. So gossip is easy to get. And so I do think they said, hey, if you've heard that, you need to bring it up to somebody on the, in the
Well, of
cast.
course, but
But then
still.
she ends up getting a bad, it did not look good on her. She should have not done that. And then the other one, I just think is super boring.
Oh,
the other one
the
they
young
brought
one.
in, yeah,
I
she's
like
boring.
her. She's like 5 years old. I like
She's
her.
sweet, but then I'm like complaining because she's too boring. The other one's crazy. So I don't know.
Selling the OC, I loved it, and it was such a nice like break from Selling Sunset. I mean, you guys, I have watched Selling Sunset for the
Me too.
beginning,
Me
and
too.
I didn't finish the season, and I didn't even watch the reunion, which
I
the reunion's like my
did.
Super Bowl, and I was just like, I actually can't listen to them
Yeah.
one more minute.
I
Like,
don't blame you because it's not enough of a distraction from our real
it's not
world
juicy.
dumpster fire.
It's like
I
it's
don't
like
want to watch people
gross.
fight like that. Like it's uncomfortable to that degree because the reunion was Nicole would not own something that she said about Chriselle's parents, and they kept saying, and they kept trying, and she was just like, I just don't see it that way. And they were like, oh my God. I mean, it just was sort of insane that even after all the time in between when they finish the season and then they do the reunion, she's married. No one could say to her, like, hey, maybe you should own that thing because her parents did die and it was really mean. And she just sat there and she's like, sorry, I just don't see that she was just so dug in. So I didn't like that. So yeah, but I do love those real estate shows, and they are the Ryan Serhant one is fabulous.
That one's
So
really good. And then you know this, but I have an obsession with Below Deck. And so
You
one
really
thing
do.
I do, and I did this during COVID, and I do this, I think, when I'm in like higher stress, I go back and rewatch, right? So I've rewatched The Office several times, Parks and Rec, 30 Rock, like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, like, those are like my favorite
Yeah.
shows like ever. And I went back recently and I've been watching, and for those of you that are Below Deck fans, no, there's like 5 spin-offs, like, and I've gone through every season back, and I love it. Although I will say this, the current season, I think they've been jumping the shark a little bit with their casting. I think they've been casting people instead of really casting true yachties, casting people that want to be on TV. And I've seen it in the last 2 seasons. But the early seasons
is that what they're called? Yachties?
They're called yachties.
Cute.
But the early seasons are so earnest, and these
That's
people
how it
just
always
doing
goes.
their jobs, and it's so good. So I'm a little dissatisfied with the current season, but the old seasons like Kate Chastain, like because they have a chief stew, and like
Yeah.
and Hannah, and like all those like really like deliciously. I don't want to say they're
Entertaining.
deliciously
Yeah.
entertaining chief stews.
Mm.
So I
Okay.
love Below Deck, and I love a good police procedural as well.
You do love a good police procedural. I also have been loving Landman with Billy Bob
I
Thornton.
love Billy Bob.
And our friend Lisa, our other friend Lisa, and I talked extensively because we're both into these Paramount Plus shows. There's
Well,
all
I am too. I
yeah.
think I like different ones.
There's
You
also
know,
the one with Zoe Saldana,
Lioness.
Lioness, and Nicole Kidman that I love. And, of course, there was Yellowstone. But she told me to go back and do I think it's 1823. What's the one with Sam Elliott? She told me to watch the one,
I think it's 1823.
not because the Tim McGraw Faith Hill one, I liked both of them, but there were some other things about it. So I dropped off that one. But she told me to watch the one with Sam Elliott. She said it's really, really good. So
I feel like you and her align more in your TV. I'm watching like FBI and Elsbeth over on my Paramount Plus, and not MacGyver, the one. Oh my God, it's a remake though.
I need more information.
Matlock.
Yes.
Matlock.
Well, yeah. I mean, I think for me, like the Billy Bob Thornton one, it is a total escape. And Andy Garcia's in it, and he does a great job. And Ali Larder, and it's a good cast, and you're not thinking about anything wrong in the actual world. They do have a couple moments where they do some like kind of political jabs, but it's not enough to like take you out of your entertainment. So I highly recommend any of those. Tyler Sheridan or Taylor Sheridan?
Taylor Sheridan.
Taylor Sheridan shows.
Best feeling is though, really, and we should coin a name for this, is when you find a show that has several seasons.
Yeah.
And you discover it, and it has like 8 seasons, and you're like, "Oh my God, I love this show! Oh my God, it has 8 seasons!"
Yeah, it's that.
It's that feeling of
that
euphoria.
happened to me with Righteous Gemstones, which is another one that, man, that is a funny show. I highly, highly recommend it.
Try that
It
one.
is so over the top, though. I have to say, just up front, it's super over the top. So if you know that going in, you won't be like, "Whoa!" But like, it's like, an exaggerated version of like these televangelical, like this family. But I love it, and it has like 6 seasons.
Maybe
so
I'll
I got
look
super excited about that. Because then we have the ones I know we both love, like Morning Show and
so good this season.
Yeah, and it's so good, but then you have to wait. And that's really hard. I mean, I don't even know how I used to live in the world of like where you went home and you had to like get the show because then it was just gone, or the TiVo days where you had to remember to record it. Like, I don't even know how I lived.
Can I make a confession?
Sure.
So I love watching TV at night. I just do. I listen to a lot of audiobooks. I drive a lot during the day. So I bought, and I think I told you about this, and it's kind of embarrassing, but it's also amazing. I bought this rolling, enormous, it's like 35 inches. It's a TV, it's basically like an enormous iPad, and it's rechargeable. It's on this stand that rolls. It comes like all together, and so you actually don't have to have it plugged in all the time, and you can just roll it around the house where you want to listen to it. And we've named him Wally, and my kids are like have such secondhand embarrassment like that I bought it.
But is it like Wall-E, like that robot movie, like WALL-E?
Yes, yeah, like it's that.
Oh, I love
but
it.
I love it because like I roll it. I'm cook
Maybe I should get one and call it Short Circuit.
Yeah, you could, or number 5 or number 2
number
or whatever
5.
number it is. But
yeah,
I roll it into the kitchen. You can use it also because it has like Spotify, has everything, so I can put a recipe on there when I'm cooking. I can roll it into my office. Like, for my day job, sometimes I'll have a bunch of admin work I need to do, and I can like have something on, and then I can roll it back in. I'm obsessed.
Keep it just like during the day.
He sits. I have a little nook. No, he has a home. I'm particular about like clutter. He has a little nook in my bedroom where if you walk in, you can't see him. He's hidden between my dresser and the chair, and he's like, "Hello." Like he sits there charged in.
I love it.
Anyway, the kids think I'm ridiculous. And then when I'm
Whatever.
rolling him around the house, it's like if you've ever had an IV in the hospital and it's like I'm rolling him. It's like
he has a cord?
He has a cord, but he charges. Like if
he's cordless.
He's cordless, but at night you gotta like plug him. He only has so much battery.
Yeah.
But like it's pretty. Listen, it's pretty amazing. I'm very happy with it.
We'll put the link somewhere on our social media when this episode
him.
comes out.
Yeah, he's not cheap, but I think he's worth it. You can just buy like a roller thing for really cheap and put your TV on there, but I wanted
Mm,
this one because it's a touch
who has a
screen.
TV? I'm sorry, who has a TV that can like be on a
We've
cart?
actually been at people's house and they'll roll it outside. Like they have a big backyard and like when we're at their outside bar at
But
the
the
spa.
TVs now are the shape. Can they sit on stands like that? Like,
Yeah, like a
oh,
square
because they have like
stand.
a stand on the bottom,
Yeah,
and
and they
then
roll it.
I
But this is
see.
next level because it all comes together and I wanted something it's just an
I love
enormous
this,
iPad.
Wally. I'm gonna get one and call it number 5.
You should.
Probably not gonna get one, but I love it for you.
So I'll say
Um,
I would love to hear, comment either
Yeah.
on YouTube. Tell us, what are you watching, listening to that brings you joy sometimes when the outside world seems a little heavy? Like I want to know. I want to know what you guys are doing. I mean, maybe it's something that I can watch too or listen to or consume.
I have a feeling we'll do this episode more than once, so maybe we'll get some feedback and we can talk about it also on our next episode and say
Yeah,
what
I would love
people,
that.
because I love the ideas, like, because this is just one area. We just talked about basically TV, so
Totally.
there's so many other things.
And there's so many more shows too.
Yeah,
So
I mean, yeah,
Um,
great.
okay, well, that's it for today.
Yeah,
You can find us at our website, lizandlisa.com. You can find us on Instagram at Lisa and Liz, Facebook at Liz Fenton and Lisa Steinke.
and this podcast.
This podcast, Delete That Later podcast on Instagram. Also, if you enjoyed this podcast, please like, follow, subscribe, leave a review. That's the most helpful thing for us if you want to support us in this podcast.
And one more thing, go to Substack and follow our newsletter,
Oh,
because that is
yeah.
where all of our information comes out there first. So, new episodes, everything.
Great.
Yep.
Sounds good. We'll see you guys next time.